friends, hello and welcome back. Hopefully everyone's having a lovely day. So we're coming up on the end of season 1. We're also coming up on the end of the month, and typically, we're not gonna jump to conclusions here, but typically there's 2 times, and again, before we even start this video, as always, we just another player, don't work for the company, don't know anything about the company. We really don't know what they're going to release. You can't predict it besides what they tell us, right? That being said, though, they do historically kind of follow a pattern, so we try to do our best to capitalize on that pattern, capitalize on the events that they do to try to make Stubs off the marketplace, buying and selling players. And we're just trying to share some of my personal insights for this particular week. You want to follow them, don't follow them, it's always your choice. But nonetheless, the reason we're bringing it up is because typically it's that first week of the month we've been seeing the flash sales come out. The difference is this first week's going to be June 7th. It's going to be the start of season 1. It's going to be a roster update. There is a lot going on June 7th, and it is going to be the 31st of May, which means we're right on the bubble. And I think there's a great chance we see that flash sale come out on this Friday. If not, it's going to come out next Friday. And then, just take what we're talking about in this video, fast forward, we're a week ahead of time here on how to prep for it. Because I would expect, it could be wrong, but I do expect something like that to come about. Nonetheless, worst thing that could happen here is it doesn't come out and they come out the stub sale this week. It's funny thinking about, that's the risk you run now, and you have to run that risk. I'm gonna bring it up real quickly because when a flash sale comes out, we're sitting on, we sold most of our stuff that's obviously not tradable, that we didn't put into sets, collections, whatever. We sold most of our stuff because in my eyes, I'm looking at 600K, and they come out the flash sale, it's gonna be $1 million in a day, easy. So it's important. Meanwhile, if they come up with the stub sale, it might cost you, 5K here or 2K there. It might cost you an extra 10, 20K to buy your team back, but that's way more than, 400K. So to me, the risk rewards there are absolutely worth it. Take the chance to sell the players because, again, talking about that flash sale, whether it be, we're going to talk about, we got to talk about the flash sale. Because we'll talk about a couple things. Let's look at the collections real quickly. One thing is always, it's season 1 collection. It's ending. There's there's less to do here. Satchel, why aren't you collected, buddy? Oh, we don't really need it. But here's the thing. I still think people are still going to buy these players. They're still going to try to collect these players. You're going to have the players clear at the bottom. A lot of them, especially the ones that are flooding the market, like the spring breakout players that are always going to be really, really cheap. I don't ever see them being. Oh, wow. Actually, look at Jordan Lowry even going up a little bit. I don't know if I see them. Let's take a look. You go up for one day. They aren't going for quick sell. Watch what I'm going to say here. I still have a hard time seeing them go for a significant amount. If you can get them for quick sell, they ain't going to, nothing's going to change. I just don't like investing in because as long as they're in conquests, as long as they're in affinities, they are acquirable. The thing is, obviously, the further we get into the season, the more and more people that have already completed the affinities, and then those players have been traded in, they're not being released. So there is that sort of, let's take a look at them real quick. Just to see, because, we was big on these until they completely demolished them and put them in the team affinity programs. 7K now, still a lot of them quick sell. We are seeing some of them go for something, but it's more of the higher end ones. But a lot of them quick sell, so yeah, we're still kind of in the same boat there. But, pipeline, a little more expensive. Pipeline could be one. I was just thinking, because see, here's the thing. There's going to be a flash sale that comes out. This is primarily what the video is about. The flash sale and what to pay attention to. We're still ignoring all of these guys. Ignore the guys under 8K, 8K and below. It's like, don't bother investing in, don't even pay attention. But try to learn the prices. Try to follow the prices. Pipeline's a good example, I think, because you have 140K Paul Skeens, you have a Chorio. These guys 50K, 60K, 32K, 19, 31. These 31K players, probably the best example. Max Clark, is he in a pack? I don't like that because he's in a pack. I don't like the guys that are in a pack. He's in a home stretch pack. He'll be gone. That's different. Pete Crow Armstrong. I feel like we've had one of those. Did we pull one of those? I think he's cheaper. Was he cheaper? About the, that's an example. I like Samuel Basala. I'm trying to find guys that aren't in packs. Anyway, if you find guys that aren't in packs, a bad pack for the record. I don't mind the featured pack because it's only out for a week. But if it's it's in a pack that's like a ranked program pack, or it's a collection pack, or not a collection pack, but an affinity pack. Stuff like that guarantees you a play, and there's always a lot of, I like avoiding those, but otherwise, kind of watch these players. What was it Pete Crow was just talking about? Pete Crow would be a great example, I think, where it's, hey, 20K, If they come out with a guaranteed flash sale pipeline pack, he's probably dropping to 9, probably dropping to 8. You know, you can scoop those bad boys up. Even if he drops to 10, scoop them up, wait a day, wait 12 hours if you're worried about him not going back up to 24K. Don't guarantee yourself you're going to get the 24K that he's going for now, but he can go back up to 17, 18, and probably possibly 19. You know, same story for all of these guys. The longer you wait, the more they're going to slowly go back up for the most part, unless, again, they throw them in a program and that kind of hurts your value there. So for me, personally, when it comes to the flash sales, everything's gone before the next Friday. Everything. Because, you know, it's going to be a new season, it's a new program. You don't know what they're going to put in that program. They could put a pipeline pack in there, and all of a sudden, you know what? You paid $25K for this Colson Montgomery. It's going to be worth $5K because every single person is getting one from the pack. So stuff like that, important to remember. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with waiting a couple days on a weekend. It'll go up slowly over the weekend, maybe selling on Monday or Tuesday. I like to, you know, I kind of like half and half, maybe 60-40, where I'll sell a lot of it the next day. You know, as long as I'm getting, I try not to be too greedy about it. It's like, hey, if I'm going to buy a player for 10, I can get him for 18, that's fine. 17, that's fine. Get him out the door. You know, we look at pipelines, but just looking at different areas. I mean, I guess I don't really like the hypers. I don't like how they're only 15K now, they're 14K now. Now, you know, if the McCutcheons, if the Jungs, the Arrietas, if those guys, he's in a rank program. He's not a bad one. He's not a bad one. Don't like the guys in the vaults. As long as they're not in vault as well. I don't like the rank program. But some of these guys, a couple of them, depending on what they release, not bad. But I don't like the, you know, when you see these guys that are, this is why I say it's important to understand their price. Because you see guys that's 15K, 15K, 14K. It's like, I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm not gonna try to invest in them because I just don't see the bounce back being as good. They'll keep going around. You know, I don't imagine there being a standout sale. I don't really touch those. There ain't enough Hall of Fame players. The Barry Burger's a quick sell. The captains would be an interesting one because captains are going to be worth something. I mean, if they came out with a captain's pack, that's a good one. I remember last year they came out with one, dropped those suckers down to like 10K. It was like 40K, and they all went back up. Especially in this situation, you know, like Carlos Santana's probably the best one, or Clayton Kershaw. Scoop those bad boys up if they drop. Sanford Green, we're going to stay away from that. Takashi's not enough. So with milestones, no, there's only 3. Second half heroes, not touching them. Finest, I don't think there's enough. There might be. That's tough. 5's tough. But if there is, I mean, that would be a nice one to jump on. There's a chance, I don't know if we see a Tops Now pack. We might see a re-release of the Season Awards pack. It might be like a choice pack of one of the 10 seasons or whatever. That could come out. And again, I still, you know, just like they are now, you know, like the Tyler Alexander, the Lipscomb, like these guys right now, 7K. Been scooping them up. I'll buy another one. You know, I have no problem at that because they are still part of the program. They're still part of, you know, the trade-in. As long as they're being traded in, they can be eaten up, they can be consumed. That's going to drive the price up because they can't be back on the market. So I do like guys like that. Obviously, you know, prime example of Perez Walker showed up in a pack, came down to 10, 12, 15K. Again, they'll slowly creep back up. I think, honestly, looking at everything, it might be a live series time. It might be time for them to drop a guaranteed live series. Maybe a guaranteed 90 plus. I don't know if they go that crazy. But, you know, live series prices are still, you know, they've been going up a little bit, really. I mean, Mike Trout's back up to 110K. He's been slowly creeping up there. And it's again that situation where it's like, well, think about the Stubs sale. They're going to all go up before then. We're starting to see people slowly buy into these players, it looks like. Even Aaron Judge up to 95K. So, you know, these are the kind of guys where I look and say, hey, Judge dropped to 30K. Judge dropped to 40K. They came out with a guaranteed live series, a high-rated live series. Oh, 30, 40K easy. Shohei under 100K. Mike Trout down to, you know, 50, 60. They'll all bounce back. Especially the 91s, the 91 pluses. They're all going to bounce back. Freeman's going to bounce back. Any 90 plus, really, you can tell kind of where the value is at there. As long as it's not a roster update player. If they come out with the roster update, Zach Wheeler's got a 90. I'm staying away from that one. But as long as it's everybody else, you know, they're going to bounce back. Be prepared. Be prepared, you know, 50K, 60K. A lot of times you can always look at the marketplace. Sometimes a little leery because, you know, 83, it's actually 78. If they're, you know, they're spiked overnight, it can kind of fluctuate that price. But for the most part, all over them, you know, try to pay attention to the live series as well. That's a really big one because they're always going to be, you know, again, desirable cards, always being pulled, of course. But I do like looking at those as well. Anything under an 89, not touching it. Unless, of course, one thing I would say, I haven't looked into it yet. But one thing I would say is if it doesn't matter, it looks like everybody's quick selling. So if you see somebody that might be a huge candidate for an upgrade that's like an 85, that could go up, 2-3 overall points to get that quick selling. Maybe put some orders in for that. Same with the goals. You see somebody that's right on the brink. Is Osuna still killing it? I don't think Osuna's been killing it. He's on the fantasy team. He's been all right, but I don't think he's gonna get an upgrade. People are jumping on him, but not as a common fielder. What about Suarez? Suarez, on the other hand, he's been sick. Suarez might go diamond. That's an example. Right now, there's no money to be made because he's 2,300. That's a little bit of money, a little bit. But they come out with some sort of featured pack that might drop the price of these guys, down to 1,200, 1,400. A good opportunity to scoop them up as well. But other than that, that's kind of what we're looking at. Hopefully, you guys find this video helpful. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.